Hello everybody and welcome to this edition of Longhorn Diaries. Today I am super excited for this diary because I'm going to answer one of the most common questions that I receive, and that question is, do I have to make repairs to my home before I list it for sale? Hi, this is Travis Hawryluk with RE/MAX Preferred Choice, and this is Longhorn Diaries. I'm going to be bringing you everything you need to know about the real estate world and more, all from the cab of my truck. Now, as my big disclaimer, the answer to this question is subjective and it can vary. Everybody has their own situation. It's all dependent on what your goals are going to be. On this edition of Longhorn Diaries, I'm going to discuss with you the 3 most common options that people have to make repairs to their home and the most important factors to consider when deciding to do so. All right, so let's get kicked off here with the 3 options when you're looking to sell. Number 1, as a seller, you can choose to sell your property completely as is. So this basically means that the buyer would be accepting the property as is with any faults and any issues that it might have. Now, as a seller, this all depends and is a good option should you be in financial distress or if you're looking for a quick sale. Now, if you choose this option to sell your property as is, it will depend whether you're in a buyer's market or a seller's market. Now, if it's in a seller's market, you might be able to get away with selling your property as is. You might not be capitalizing on the highest sale prices possible, but if you have a ton of buyers shopping in the marketplace and there's limited supply, then you might be able to get away with doing very minimal work. You just can't expect huge return. Now, in a buyer's market, this might be a little bit more tricky because that means you have a ton of competition out there. And if those other properties that you're competing to sell in the same community with, they might have chosen other routes. So if your property becomes the property that is being sold as is and it's not at its utmost potential, then you might really have to factor this as an option. Now, the second option when you're looking at options to sell or how to present your property to the marketplace is number 2, and that's going to be go for a turnkey and sell at a premium. So this basically means that the property is completely move-in ready. It's going to be absolutely just stunning when it hits the marketplace. Now, this, of course, is meaning that you're going to have to put some money into the property up front, but you hope that your higher asking price is a good reflection of what you actually put into the property to make it sell at that higher price point, and hopefully the return on investment is worth it. Now, of course, in a seller's market, you're probably going to attract maybe even a multiple offer because your property shows so well and you've done a lot of good work to it. But in a buyer's market, this is going to present a little bit of a gamble because you've just put a bunch of money, time, and resources into your property, and if it's a big buyer's market, it might not pay off as much as it could. Now, number 3, when you're exploring your options, is just basically making very selective and small upgrades. So this could be maybe changing light fixtures, changing doorknob hardware, maybe a small coat of paint or doing a feature wall. This is going to be the safest route to take in any marketplace because you've had to do little upfront work with little upfront investment and should help you rise above the rest of the competition in order to result in a good, timely sale for fair market value. So what are the factors to consider when you're looking to place your home on the marketplace, either before or after you've done some work to it? The state of the market has a substantial impact on how much leverage a seller has with a buyer when they're looking at doing potential improvements or repairs to their home. So a buyer's market basically means that supply is exceeding demand. So that means that the buyers have a ton of options to choose from. They're typically not in any kind of hurry because there is just that much selection. So that typically means that there's about 6, 7, 8 months supply of inventory, and this is when typically prices typically come down a little bit. But that is what a buyer's market is. Now, a seller's market, this occurs when the demand is higher than the supply of available listings for people to choose from. This is typically when there is about 2-3 months supply of inventory on the marketplace, maybe even a little bit less. And this is typically when we see prices rise a little bit. In a seller's market, buyers are typically more willing to accept a home as is. Number 3, there's a neutral or normal market, otherwise known as a balanced market. This is a healthy supply of homes and a healthy amount of buyers that are currently shopping in the marketplace. Now, oftentimes I also get asked, Travis, how good of a deal is this property, or what would you say the shape is of this property? So when buyers are looking at homes for sale, they're going to judge them. They're going to say that they are in excellent, fair, or poor condition. Now, if your property is considered in excellent condition, you probably have done a bunch of heavy lifting or spent a bunch of money and some good investment into improving your home. So these are going to be major upgrades, like finishing a basement or adding a garage if you have a back alley, maybe replacing some windows, maybe some shingles, and some utilities. This is typically where you'll see some return on investment because this makes your property significantly more move-in ready. Now, if your home is considered in fair condition, you've probably gone ahead and done some repairs to it. You've probably done a few replacements, but you've probably done a fresh coat of paint. Maybe some appliances have been replaced, maybe those light fixtures. So not necessarily big ticket items, but ones that help appeal right away to a buyer when they walk through that front door. Now, if your home is considered in poor condition, this typically means that nothing has been done or that the property is not good condition. Now, there's nothing wrong with this, but of course this is going to be reflected into your sale price. Now, if your home is in poor condition as a seller, you still have to disclose any known defects, hidden defects that you're aware of to any prospective buyer. Now, this is all fun and dandy, but we really got to look at what the likelihood is of your return on investment. And there are 3 outcomes that could happen when you're completing repairs. Number 1 is likelihood of a high return on investment, or ROI. So as previously mentioned, these are going to be more big ticket items. So these are things that are going to add instant equity to your property or result in a high return on investment. Examples of this are including, but not limited to, finishing a basement, adding a garage, doing some really good curb appeal landscaping. These are all things that are going to result in a higher likelihood of a higher return on investment. Number 2 is the likelihood of breaking even. These are going to be kind of those finishing kind of touches things that you're going to do to your place. So probably paint, maybe change out some light fixtures, do some, hardware changes. These are things that are going to stand out when a buyer looks at your home, but might not necessarily get you a high return on investment. They won't break the bank for you to do, but overall they'll add some value to your home. Number 3 is the likelihood of a low return on investment or no return on investment. And this is a very popular topic because oftentimes I get asked, Travis, I'm thinking of doing this. What do you think? And my short and sweet answer is going to say, there's no return on investment. Price it as is to sell. So, and what I typically mean by this is that where we might find value in something as homeowners, the future buyer might not find any value in it, so therefore they're not going to be willing to give you any additional cash for it. So it's going to result in a low return on investment for you. Well, in summary, it's definitely not black or white of what the straight answer is going to be, whether or not to do repairs to your home when you're looking to post it for sale. So that's why I am here every single step of the way. So please feel free to reach out at any time for some valuable advice if you're looking to sell your home. That's it for this edition of Longhorn Diaries. Thank you for watching, and if there's anything I can ever answer for you or assist you with, please feel free to reach out and send me a direct message.